Hey there, gang. I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N. And we are Keep on Tolkien.
Yeah.
And welcome back, you guys, for another week of reviews where we give you our initial reactions to the Rings of Power show.
Rings of Power show, yeah. So far.
So this week is episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. So if you haven't seen, we'll do this at the beginning of every episode. If you haven't seen episode 3.
Spoilers. Fair warning. So this episode was actually a pretty fun one. We both actually found ourselves really enjoying it.
I loved I'm trying to not like fanboy about this episode, but I fucking loved this episode.
Especially as
so
a
cool.
Dunedain nerd. Yeah.
As a Dunedain head, this episode was everything I needed it to be.
Yeah.
I think
You might say that we were we're loving it.
we're loving it.
It was
Remember that McDonald's theme from years ago?
so well, yeah. This episode in general we think was a pretty big jump up from the past couple. Maybe it's just because it had so much time in Numenor and we just loved that.
Just everything about Numenor was great. The architecture of the cities.
It looked beautiful.
It looked like a beautiful fucking place, like it is.
Yeah, you could tell that they clearly tried hard to do some callbacks to some of the architecture from Gondor,
and
the Kingdoms in Exile, and
yeah, totally cool. Everything.
The Argonath.
Yeah, the Argonath. Yeah, the faces and the.
There's a bunch of statues and faces built into the walls and. Yeah.
Yeah, so freaking
very
cool.
Yeah, so we think that main city that we saw was Romena.
We think so.
And it was gorgeous.
Yeah, Romena was
beautiful.
So cool. Just everything I ever hoped it could be, basically.
Yeah, we're loving pretty much everything Numenorian. Yeah, we were actually just saying earlier, just within the first few episodes, they've hooked me and Danny pretty hard. They've impressed us with our favorite lores, the dwarvish lore,
Dwarfs
all the
for
Khazad-dûm
Joel,
stuff we got, and then now all the Numenorian lore.
The Dunedain heads have been satisfied.
There was some serious Dunedain nerdery in this episode that we're going to touch on.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
So one of the things that happened early on in the episode that we really liked was when Galadriel name-dropped herself.
Oh, this is a full Tolkien name drop, too.
Yeah, full title.
A full title.
Full title.
Read it, Joel. What does she say?
So she introduced herself as Galadriel of the Noldor, daughter of the Golden House of Finarfin, commander of the northern armies of High King Gil-galad.
Yeah, that's who I am, motherfucker.
That's a hell of a name drop when they're just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you? This is who I am.
I'm Halbrand
I'm
of the
Halbrand.
Southlands.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, we got some good character development with those two characters, Halbrand and Galadriel, throughout this episode. So
yeah,
that was nice
cool.
to see.
It was cool.
I don't know how I feel about the Halbrand being like another Aragorn type Lost King. That seems to be a little bit of a little cookie cutter rehash.
Cookie cutter's a good word.
A little too direct, a little too on the head, but. We'll go with it for now. I liked that it was of a house of men that had originally allied with Morgoth.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool detail. So it's like an anti-Aragorn, like an anti-hero.
If you remember, most men in existence are evil. Remember,
That's a lot of the middlemen.
Yeah, the middlemen, as far as they go, most of them are evil. So it's a unique perspective to have.
Yeah. So. Cool stuff there in general, though. Like the character development with Halbrand and Galadriel. Cool, we're digging it. Good stuff.
I also like the orc stuff.
The orc stuff was fun. We got some named orcs this time.
Some more named orcs.
That was fun. So, and the way they speak was kind of reminiscent of like some of the named orc banter we get in the books. I kind of like that.
Yep, I love how the sun actually hurt them.
Yes, the fact that we actually got that like vampire effect. We've never really seen it that directly in any of the other movies. Like they've said, orcs don't like
they
sun.
don't like to march in the sun. Yeah.
Right, but we see lots of orcs all over the place, and even they might not be in direct sunlight, in the movies. But this is, I think, the first time we've ever seen them like burn in the daylight.
Yeah, just
like a vampire.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool.
It was pretty sick.
Mhm.
And that brings us to our next point. Some of the behaviors of the races, how accurate they are. Just like little, almost stereotypes, but not quite stereotypes. You know what I mean? It's
Kind of homages to how the cultures are. Like
one being the elves starting a slave uprising instead of cutting down a tree.
Yeah, over a tree because
Over
they
a tree.
respected. They didn't want to cut down the tree.
Yeah.
Their respect for the tree was very elf-like. We thought that was super appropriate.
That was really funny because I was
Mhm.
like, if they would revolt over anything, it would be having to cut down this last big beautiful tree.
Yeah, and the orcs are very orcish. You know.
Yeah.
They'll just fuck with you. They'll like hand you a drink of water and then cut your throat. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nasty. Huh?
It was nasty. You know, there is a little more blood in this than I think we're used to.
A little more violence than we're used to, I think. What's his name when Halbrand like broke that dude's arm? That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty badass. Yeah, compound fracture, my friends. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so this is going to be a little more graphic and violent than I think we're used to in the PG-13 Lord of the Rings stuff.
Hell yeah.
A little more blood, so that's going to be exciting.
I'm down for it, yeah.
Oh, criticism we had for Numenor. Really one of the only criticisms we had for
honestly,
any of the
and
Numenor stuff.
this is like just us being assholes
This is kind of nitpicky at this point, but
the Numenorians, they're just not tall enough.
not tall enough.
Yeah, they should be like massively tall. I mean, Elendil, they make him look pretty tall.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be like the tallest of the tall.
He is supposed to be particularly tall, and he doesn't strike me as like an absurdly tall person, but I mean, I guess he's taller than some of the other Numenorians walking around.
Yeah,
in the background,
usually when they put him in the shot, they kind of make him look
tall,
like pretty tall. Yeah, so
Elendil the Tall.
Elendil the Tall. Yeah,
yeah, but in general, not enough tall Numenorians around. They just look like a bunch of normal people.
Yeah,
they're supposed to all be pretty tall and big.
Like that Halbard dude should have been like noticeably smaller and skinnier.
Yeah,
and,
like when they took him out in that back alley and he seemed genuinely scared for a minute there, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty fucking terrified if a bunch of giant Numenorians are about to kick the shit out of me in a back alley too. That might kill me, legitimately.
Could you imagine being mugged by Numenorians? Just take whatever you want. Oh my god.
Yeah, just a couple punches and a kick and like you've got so many broken bones and ruptured organs. Like,
oh yeah.
They're giants.
They're huge.
Oh, and then another Numenorian-related thing that we noticed, what we think is a Kingsman sigil, or a sigil for the Kingsmen, because there were a handful of unsavory Numenorian fellas who had these little golden sigils.
Yeah, on their like collar.
On their cloaks or their collars or on their shoulders or whatever, and we think this might be a symbol for the Kingsmen. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, so the Pharazonian dudes.
The Pharazonians.
The Pharazonians of society.
But we thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool little sigil. I liked that. It looked like a cool little work of art.
Yeah.
Oh, and then cool reveal when we find out that this, what we thought was a symbol for Sauron, actually turns out to be a map of Mordor.
Oh yeah, that was sick,
land
man.
of Mordor. That was a pretty cool reveal.
That was like, a mind blown moment that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I was like, wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
did you see that coming? Because I didn't.
No, I did not see that coming. And then when they explained it as like a backup plan for if Morgoth were to ever fall.
Yeah, we called it the Mordor Contingency.
Yeah, Danny instantly looked over at me and was like, the Mordor Contingency? they had a Mordor Contingency?
That's what it was, guys.
That's what we're going to call it. It's the Mordor Contingency.
The Mordor Contingency.
This was always in the plan, guys.
Always.
So that was kind of fun. And then, there was a very funny line that came from was it one of the Harfoots that said it?
Yeah, Sarek, I think his name is.
Yeah, the old wise man.
Yeah, the old lore master. And this is like one of those things that makes me love this show and is very endearing.
It was subtle.
And it's subtle like this, and it's in the writing. He says, I've heard of people turning into stars, never the other way around.
Yeah, when they're discussing our wizard friend.
Falling
from the... and that's clearly a reference to
Eärendil.
Right? Going up with the Silmaril and becoming the Northern Star.
Yeah, and that's just the kind of nerdy shit that I love.
That is so just the subtle reference.
Another nerd thing. I was literally losing my mind. Ask Joel during this scene.
That was so much fun. There was a lot of name play and like language play throughout this episode. Some real real nerdy shit that got us real excited. Another one was the scene with Elendil and Muriel.
I lost it for this too.
Yeah, and she was essentially she was grilling him because he was the captain that found the elf and decided to bring her back, even though
Which is like no.
against the law. It's a no-no. So she's grilling him, and she's like, "So Elendil, that's an uncommon name, you know." And then they got into the meaning of names, which is, as every Tolkien nerd knows, is like a huge part of Tolkien's writing is just how many fucking names he gave people and their meanings. And she gets into the meaning of the name Elendil, and she says, Elendil, what does that mean? And initially he says,
Admirer of the stars.
Admirer of the stars. And then she goes, oh, well, it has another name, or it has another meaning, doesn't it? What's that?
Elf friend.
Elf friend.
Which is crazy because, like, I would never in a million years expect to hear that kind of stuff in dialogue.
No.
But, like, that's, yeah, because, like, the Elendilias, I don't know if they'll call them this in the series, but the people that follow, you know, the faithful Numenorians that follow Amandil and friends, they're called the Elendili.
Mm-hmm.
And that just means admirers of the stars or elf friends. Right?
Elf friends, yep.
Because, like, you would ask somebody, like, hey, are you an admirer of the stars?
Are you an Elendili?
Yeah, like, you know, are you an admirer of the stars? Are you an elf friend?
Yeah. It's a cool wordplay. It really got us excited when they just straight up got into his name and the multiple meanings of his name in Elvish.
Fucking cool. Oh my god, you guys.
So much fun, yeah. We had a lot of fun this episode.
Yeah, this one was really fun. I'm going to watch it again tomorrow.
But it was mostly, a lot of this was mostly Numenor. It was almost all Numenor.
Almost all Numenor and Harfoots.
And even the Harfoots, it was just like a couple snippets here and there. It was basically just the Harfoots meeting our wizard friend and then the wizard friend helping them with their cart.
Helping them with the wagon, yeah.
At this point, I think we're pretty confident that it's probably Gandalf, right?
Yeah, I've been saying it since the beginning. It's Gandalf. Yeah.
I guess I'm more or less just succumbing to what you it's probably Gandalf. Just
seems
with everything
like
that's going on, all the gray raiment and the way he's acting and talking, and it seems like that's where they're going with it. So
yeah, which is cool.
It is what it is.
I'm like excited to see early stage Gandalf.
Yeah, it'll be fun to
It'll
see.
be fun.
I mean, despite it shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have happened.
Age.
We know.
Not till the third age, so that is inaccurate.
But yeah, still, let's have fun while it's here.
It'll be fun. Let's have fun while it's here and see what they do with it. It looks like it is going to be genuinely fun, though. So
yeah,
we'll see where that goes. Oh, of course, and then of course we got prisoner of war captive, our elf friend Arendir.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was really cool. That all
fighting the orcs,
the slavery type stuff.
Yeah, and then some of the basically like early terraforming almost of that region. Like when he finally got up to cut down the tree and he looks around the land and he just sees like sulfur plumes and shit, and just the land being like destroyed around him. Mm-hmm. It was cool.
Is this them preparing the Mordor Contingency? Maybe.
The Mordor Contingency?
The Mordor Contingency.
So yeah, there's really just kind of those three settings for this episode, and most of it was in Numenor. So, but we loved it. We loved the Numenor stuff.
All of it.
I was hoping to see a little elf stuff, you know, like Lindon and Khazad-dûm again, but I'm sure there'll be more time.
Oh, there'll be more time for that. Yeah.
And then of course the last thing. Who do you guys think Adar is?
Yeah, Adar, is it Sauron?
Is it Sauron? So we already know Adar. The actor is the fella who played Benjen Stark in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
So is this going to be our Sauron?
Or
could this be our Witch King
Witch
of Angmar?
King?
I could honestly see it being I am almost hoping it's the Witch King, because I feel like it would be an appropriate time to introduce that type of character and like hold off your big baddie a little bit longer. But maybe that's just what I want to see.
That'd be cool. Yeah, if we like the guy that we thought was going to be the top level bad boy,
and then you find out
that's just the Witch King.
Yeah, and then you find out Sauron's been going around doing the Anatar thing. Maybe that's how they're going to play it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got for this episode.
Yeah, overall, I would say I love the shit out of this one. It's been my favorite so far.
I'd agree.
As a Dunedain nerd, I love Elendil. I love his family.
Mm-hmm.
I love Tarmiriel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was that ending scene where Tarmiriel goes to visit her father in the tower. Just something about it's happened, the elf has come, as if it's some kind of an omen.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that might have been like in their lore, like like an omen for the downfall of Numenor.
Sure,
is what I'm
like
thinking.
Another Amazon original plot point, an omen about an elf coming or something like that.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, it could be a harbinger of doom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
see the Doom trilogy.
The Doom, yeah, go back to our Doom trilogy. That was fantastic. But yeah, I think that's about all we've got for you today, guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think that about says it. Great episode. Yeah. Bonk.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted to cheers your mic.
That was fun though. I wonder if it made a fun sound. Yeah, but that's pretty much it from us. Again, really liked this episode.
Good episode.
Good episode. I hate it. Like, it might be better content if it were bad, but it's not, you guys.
We are genuinely enjoying it. Hot take? We're genuinely enjoying it so far. So
ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're loving
it.
All right, friends. Well, I'm Joel N.
And I'm Danny J.
And together we are
Keep on Tolkien. Aure and Tuluva. Catch you later.